I did catch two good ones, one about 5, one about 6.
That's
Basically
good.
on that same pattern, you know, this outside stuff in about 20, 25 feet of water, just dropping, you know, coming through the trees and dropping it and then nail it. I don't have any explanation why those fish are out here, do you?
Well, I did see a pair of fish on a bed. I think there's a lot of bass on the beds. I did see this one pair in their water about that deep. Of course, the water's so murky you can't see them, and I couldn't catch them. They were actually spawning, and I think that's where a lot of the fish are. And the fish that aren't spawning are the ones we can catch, and they're like sitting on these tree lines out here.
Just kind of staging.
Either on tree lines, right? Yeah, staging in there, either on the tree lines.
That's what I'm guessing.
Or like channel edges.
Yeah.
Either one of those two places I've caught some fish on, and I have caught some fish shallow, but they've all been those small, you know, little bucks and what have you. Fish are still eating a little bit.
Yeah, I don't, you know, the moon phase is nearly full. I mean, the water temperature's in the low 60s. You know, everything's right for them to be up there shallow spawning. And
they are.
You know, yeah, I think that's what's. I think most of the fish are locked down on the bed because the moon phase is perfect. We're just catching those few that you know haven't gone in yet, or just staging, just getting ready to go in.
Yeah, I think it's going to really be a big spawning week this week because you can see the moon is almost full. And,
yeah, when you can see the moon at 5 o'clock in the middle of the day,
right.
You know things are right.
That's why they call it bass fishing, not bass catching. The bass are predictably unpredictable as usual.
That's what makes it fun.
3 days after Ken and Tom fished this lake, the larger females moved in. They moved into many of the small creeks that Tom fished without success. The key here is that even though the bass weren't doing what they were supposed to do at this time of year, they were doing something somewhere. Bass can be found if you fish for them. The key to finding the successful pattern is eliminating the unsuccessful, finding productive water by eliminating the unproductive, and never, never losing your positive mental attitude. Next week, our Bassmasters cameras follow the pros to Santee Cooper Lakes for the South Carolina Invitational. Join us. You'll learn some more how-to tips from the pros. For the Bassmasters, I'm Bob Cobb. See you all next week.
The Bassmasters has been brought to you.
Got yours, I'm just mine. That's another good spot. You know, for here, that's kind of surprised it's near the size of the spot already. You're about to ride the boat also? Yeah, usually they're a little bit slower grower than the... You bet it's a good one. That one will go. Yeah, that may be probably 3-year-old fish in there.
If you're looking for lots of fast fish-catching action, head to McGee Creek Lake in southeast Oklahoma. That's where we are today with 4-time world champion Rick Clunn. Not only is the action fast, you'll learn firsthand how this great pro puts together a bass-catching pattern on a lake he's never seen. We'll see how he does it when the Bassmasters return. Stay tuned. I'm Bob Cobb. We'll be right back from McGee Creek Lake in Oklahoma.
Here.
Catching bass isn't difficult. The hard part is finding them and figuring out what they're biting.
Got him?
The catching is easy, but it's those first 2 steps that separate Rick Clunn from most anglers. This 4-time Bassmasters Classic World Champion knows for sure how to find bass and figure them out. Today, Rick is fishing with Chuck Roberts of the Bassmasters TV staff on McGee Creek Lake in Oklahoma, about 15 miles southeast of Atoka. This 3,800-acre public lake, impounded in April 1987, was stocked with largemouth and smallmouth bass. There's also a good population.